Welcome back. Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And today I have for you two budget knives from Ruike. We have the P662A, the drop point, and P662B, the warning. And they're both identical in specs, except you have the drop point here and the warning here. So I mainly use this one, so we're going to talk about that one, but I'll give you a quick look at this one. Yeah, that nice little swedge up there. Just a classic shape. Alright, so there you go. Move that one aside. Overall, I love the aesthetics of both of them, and the size, it kind of fell in that sweet spot for me. You have the 14C28N blade steel on both of them with that like fine blasted finish on there. It's not my favorite finish. I don't really like it too much because it usually rusts, but 14C28N is very stainless, so I don't foresee a problem, especially how fine they did it. Like this nice top swedge on here. I just think this is a very attractive, fast-looking knife. They both have G10 peel ply G10 scales that have decent grip to them. Let's get some specs out of the way and some size comparisons, and then we'll kind of get into it a little further. You have an overall length of 6.6 inches, so pretty small knife. Blade length of 2.91 inches, so it's going to fit that 3 and under for anybody who has blade laws that can have a locking knife 3 and under. You have a grip area of 3.5 inches. You have a thickness of 0.44 inches, so below average. I like that. Your closed width in the pocket for the Warncliffe is 0.99, so very, very slender in the pocket. You definitely won't even notice it's there. And for the drop point, you have 0.87, so even slender, more slender in the pocket because that blade, you know, right here gets clipped down. Wait, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that's the width. The stock thickness on both of them is 0.12, so not terrible. And both of them are a very light 2.3 ounces. So that falls in that below the ounce and inch that some people have to have. It doesn't really affect me. So, you know, if you're looking for a good budget EDC, this thing is riding on, it's got a phosphor bronze washer and it's got a thin Teflon washer, kind of like on the Rat Model 2, 1 and 2. Very, very snappy. That detent's dialed in just right. When you slow roll it, it's got a really hydraulic feeling. Closing it feels really, really nice. No, I don't really see any difference. Both of them are dialed in just the same. Very, very nicely done. Let's get some size comparisons out of the way real quick. Kershaw Atmos. The Atmos has about the same grip area, but it is a little bit longer. A little bit closer for comparison is the Civivi McKenna. These two are almost identical in size. McKenna's just a hair longer, but you have about the same grip area, as you can see on these two knives. All right, two really common blades. You got the Rat Model 2, which I find you have a better grip. You have more grip area with this knife because of this deep chaw right here, more comfortable in hand as far as that goes. But you do have a longer knife in the Rat Model 2. And then the CRKT P-Large. And the large Pilar is a little bit shorter. Alrighty. So you do have a single thumb stud, and it has some texture. It's like a dome stud with some texture. It's fairly comfortable. It doesn't hurt my finger, and I like getting my fingernail underneath there. It rockets out like that, or you can put your thumb on top of it and just open it like that. Very easy to deploy. I'm gonna say good action. Very minimal construction. You only have one body screw right there, and it looks like, I don't want to, looks like a T6, but let me make sure. Yeah, this is a T8 and it doesn't fit. So it's a T6 for your body screw, and a T8 for your pivot screw. You do have a deep carry clip, but it's not sitting that deep. Let's see what it looks like in the pocket. It goes in and out of the pocket very, very nicely, so you don't have much sticking out right there, as you can see. And being as slender as it is, you can easily get stuff in the pocket. But being that it's not all the way to the back, you do have a place to grab it and pull it out. It goes in and out of the pocket very nicely. You do have a nice little ramp. You don't catch that in your palm. While we're talking about that, the ergos, I'd say for the size blade it is and for what task you'll probably be using this knife for, I'd say the ergos are pretty good. There are a couple of hot spots if you're really bearing down. When I did my wood shaving with this, I did notice, and I noticed this with a lot of, whenever they have the G10 milled out for the liner lock, that right there is kind of sharp because it's a hard angle, and the fat of my finger gets pushed in there and I can feel it. But there's not many cuts you'd be making with this thing that you'd notice that. Also, when you're bearing down, where this chamfer is, on the edge of that chamfer, it's got a 90-degree spot right there. Not something I noticed by just cutting cardboard, but when I was bearing down, pushing into doing some whittling, I did notice the feeling right here on this side. I don't notice a clip. It's not sticking up that crazy. They both have, I'm guessing it looks like a plastic backspacer. I could be wrong. I do like how they put a lanyard post back here so you don't have any hole, even though you probably couldn't fit one. I'm guessing that's why they did it. You do have stainless liners. They haven't been weight relieved, but I don't think it needs it at 2.3 ounces. So overall, I think this is a great option. Ruike always seems to produce, quality knives. You do also have crown spine up into this point, and then you go into that swedge. So it's nice and soft right there. And on the drop point, your crown spine goes all the way down to this portion right here. So they both feel really nice in hand. Overall, I like the Warney blade shape better. I like it for those fine, using that nice precise tip right there for piercing things. Just works better for me. But, both are good options. I didn't see any glaring problems with them for the price. I don't know if I said the price. They're $27.95 for 14 C28. I think it's a pretty good deal. There's your lockup. Both locks are about the same exact spot. That's one thing I noticed. I noticed that Ruike has a lot of consistency. I know they use Sanram Mu to do their production, so that's kind of understanding why, because Sanram Mu has a pretty good, it does a pretty good job in their fit and finish. Also, you have easy access to that lock bar. It sits proud. They have that nice little cutout right there. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. If you're not already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my content. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Share it with all your friends and family. And if you have these two knives, let me know what you think about them down in the comment section. All right, guys and girls, I will see you all in the next one. Peace.